Good morning, it's 6 a.m. We made it on our bus.
On time.
And now we're off to Samaria Gorge.
In the White Mountain Range there are many different plant species. There are over 300 different plant species. 27 of them, they are endemic. Endemic means that you can find them only here, this region. You will admire many during the hike. A lot of herbs, a lot of flowers. There is dragon flower, there is sage, there is thyme, there is dictum. Also in the White Mountain Range is the only place in the island of Crete where still you can see the forest of the pine and the cypress trees that we used to have here in the island in the past. It said that in the past Crete was covered of such huge pine and cypress trees. They are also endemic here, the cypress trees that we have in the island. Also from the time of the Minoans, that they have used the timber to build strong ships to make the trade all around the Mediterranean until the time of the Venetians, that have built their boats with this timber of the mountain. The distance of the Gorge of Samaria is 18 kilometers, but we don't have to walk 18 kilometers a day. We have to walk the 12,800 meters, which is the distance of the National Park of Samaria, almost 13 kilometers, and then from the exit of the National Park 3 kilometers more to arrive in the village of Yeromeli. So this means that we have to walk today 16 kilometers. But I would recommend you to make the big stops in the 3 big rest areas that you will admire during the hike that you make today. The first is after 3.8 kilometers. It's also the first part where you will see the river of the Gorge of Samaria. There is one river in the gorge. Now of course we have very high temperatures, so there is less water, but in the winter time the level of the water in the river is very high. That's why the Gorge of Samaria is closed in the winter time, because it's very dangerous and there are many paths that you can pass through because of the river. And the gorge opened at 1st of May and it closed at 1 of October. Until the kilometer 7 we have to walk about 900 meters difference of the altitude. And after the village, the landscape changed. Then you will see that the 2 mountains, they come closer, so you can understand much more the meaning of the gorge. And after 4 kilometers, you will arrive in the last big rest area, the last rest area generally, in the kilometer 11, which is your last opportunity to refill your bottles with water. In kilometer 11, the rest area of Appendix Christos, because there is the church of Appendix Christos, one church from the 18th century, also like Agios Nikolaos. After Appendix Christos, you walk 400 meters to arrive in Sidiroportes. This means the iron gates. There is the narrowest part of the gorge. So the narrowest part is after the last rest area. There the distance between the 2 mountains is about 3 meters in one altitude of over 200 meters. Is also the most famous place in the part of the Gorge of Samaria. You can find this picture in every advertisement about the hike through the national park, in kilometer 11.4, and after this it's not far anymore, 1.4 kilometers to arrive in the exit where you have to show your ticket, and then to continue 3 kilometers more to go to the village of Yeromeli. This is the biggest white animal that we have here in the island of Crete. It is living up in the top of the White Mountains, but now that not so much water up and not so much food because it's very dry, the Cretan white goat, they come more down. So perhaps during the hike you will see the Cretan white goat also in the village of Samaria, because after so many years with so many people that walk through, they are used to get visit also. So in the kilometer 7, in the rest area of the Samaria, perhaps you will see the Cretan white goat. It's totally different than the goats and the sheep that you see here around running. They are not white. It's only the art how the people keep the animals here. The Cretan white goat is brown, declared as a national park, was to protect the Cretan white goat. It was a very rare species, also endemic, that you can find only here in the island of Crete. In the Gorge of Samaria there is only one path. It's going down.
Show me what you're doing. Running around with something? Okay, let's see. Zoom in.
We're upgrading our yogurt, which is very, very sour. It's good, but it's very sour. And what we bought yesterday was this honey, I don't know if it's special or not, Cretan mountain honey. You said you can tell it's good quality because it will never stop running. So it will never
Will you
break.
believe it?
So
Believe it or not.
we're just adding a little bit of that into here. And suddenly it tastes like flan.
Dunno.
So we've now arrived at Samaria Gorge. This mountain, I forgot what it's called.
Kiki, is it Kiki? The sign there?
Is it this one?
Yeah.
Is the vacation home for Zeus.
Yeah.
Do-do-do.
Yeah. That's that. Go.
Somebody stacked all these rocks together. That's kind of crazy and very time consuming. All the way down.
like all sorts of people body things.
It's very strange. Oh, maybe you're supposed to build your own or something. Build your own rock tower. Wow. Or maybe the tour guide started and be like, ancient legend says if you build a rock tower, you have good luck for 10,000 years. Whoa, look at
Yeah,
that.
everybody brushing.
And the log.
It must be so amazing.
Wow, the people from Norway are going so much faster. It's kind of like we're on the show Amazing Race. And then all the Asian people lose because they keep taking pictures. Also in the Amazing Race, lots of white people get distracted. All the Europeans stop to bathe in the pool. So now we are at the bottom with the gorge up there, or no, mountain up there. And so, I don't know where we started, but
Is it here?
maybe we started here, and now we're here, and we have to go here.
We still have more than half. It's 11:30.
Wow, only 11:30. Here's a bridge. We are about to enter into the gorge. It's about maybe noontime, is up there. There are trees that are growing out of the side, like barely with any space, just out of these crevices, flat against. I want to go swim in that blue pool. Look at this cave. Pretty cool. Cave. So it's 3:05. We are an hour and a half early. So I would recommend taking time and dipping your feet in the creek and not rushing to the exit, because now we're at this prison, which is supposed to be the beach. And it looks like that's the boat. We have a total of 2.5 hours until the boat leaves. Okay.
Maybe we go back to the gorge.
Go back to the gorge. Oh no. Sometimes they call the rock things a beach. That's not fun. How do we take a firefighter? Or not.
The main harbor of the city of Chania is the Suda Bay. It is the biggest natural harbor in the Mediterranean. 9 o'clock leaves a boat every day to go to the mainland in Athens, the harbor of Piraeus. Someone want to go to Athens? Here we have one. Now we go.
Yeah, catch you up later.
Okay. Thank you. 5. Perfect. Okay, thank you. Getting back on the boat and going to Athens.